As we enter the first spawning area of Dark Souls 3, you want to make your way outside of the Cemetery of Ash. And how you do that is that you just kind of walk straight in a line, and you will see a little gap between these two mountains here. You want to just walk past it, and you will follow the path pretty much the entire time until you will meet a boss. Um, We're just gonna follow the path, and I'll be showing you some few items along with just overall the first bonfire you encounter, the Cemetery of Ash bonfire. This is your first step into Dark Souls 3, and you want to make it a good one. So you want to grab the bonfire, and if you want, you can farm souls here, but I personally don't recommend it. It's not a very fun process. It's a very long and boring process. But you should just be able to walk past all these enemies if you want. You can also kill them. This is going to be the boss room. Udix is going to be in the room behind us. I will show a clip of it now.
Everyone's invisible, and in order to find them, you have to spin cheat. She's coming. No cap. How much is it? Huh? It's 449. Yeah, it's 449. Maybe there's chest if you want it. You decide why not, right? I know you love chests, it's such a shot at it. What are you? 600? I'm not sure about 10 million, you know. Escape first. Odd ballers. Yo, Pokemon party! Is Pico Park on console? What is Pico? It's like a team game, it's pretty fun. Yo, we should get Pokemon party! I'm gonna be the elephant, bro. This is my childhood, man. Yeah, don't get it. It's, they're paying you $10 for Mario Park, but instead of Mario, it's Tokyo. Tokyo? Who the fuck is Tokyo? No, I know what Tokyo is? Check it out.
Once you have beaten the Udix Gundyr, you will go, just past his area. You will go through these big doors that are on the other side of the area. Once you do, you will see a kind of like a castle-like structure, and you will kind of just clear out these little enemies here for the smidgen of souls you'll get. I get about 200, 400 from these guys. You're gonna get around 80 souls if you're on your first playthrough of Dark Souls. Once you go through, you will see that there is a circular bonfire in the middle. If you're new to Dark Souls, you will not have this. You will need to walk up to the circle and stab the coiled sword that you just got into it. And once you've done that, you will be able to go on through the area to the high wall of the Lothric. That is the first area you will go to, and that's how you start. The next area we will be covering will be the high wall of Lothric. I will be showing you the way from the first bonfire of Lothric all the way down to the Vort fight and into the next area. My main strategy was take out the smaller guys so that they don't irritate the run, and it's pretty easy. I think it's pretty easy, yeah. Follow me down the ladder, and you will continue on following where the doors are. If you want to be careful exiting this door, you will see that there are 2 enemies in front of you. And you want to be even more careful because once you've stood out from this area, there will be about 5 more coming in from the second set of stairs. One has a crossbow, and the others are going to have swords. The next fight after this is actually going to be decently hard for the beginners, mainly because the guy I'm about to face is a Lothric Knight, and they are pretty hard to stagger with base weapons. The only reason I'm able to take him out so easily is because the Great Sword Ash that I have allows me to like stance and swing upwards and throw him into the air. Be careful on that fight. It is pretty dangerous, but you should be able to do it pretty easily. Go up the stairs if you fell off, because in this doorway there will be a way on top of this tower, and you will find another bonfire that can help you, continue to progress without having to lose so much progress if you die. Go ahead and grab it, and once you do, continue on your way. In this area, there's actually a special enemy. I don't fight it, I don't think, mainly because it would be a pain. But if you do, it has a decent bit of HP, hyper armor, and I believe it drops a Titanite shard, which can help you. And this enemy down here, the winged knights, you don't have to fight them. I actually usually prefer not to. I was mainly just doing this to show you what they do and how to fight them. They have long, wide swings and powerful hits. So all you have to do really is dodge the main swings and get your little counter attacks whenever they are in between attacks. You can also just aggro them like automatically, or you can drop down on top of them and hit them with a light drop, a light attack while dropping. It does a decent bit of damage, I believe. And if you look around, there actually are a good bit of weapons and embers around here. There's actually 2 embers in this area and 1 rapier, which is very nice. It's another addition to your weapon or armory, I guess. Now in this area you will find 3 Lothric Knights and 1 Archer from behind. If you go over where the Archer is, you will find he's the only one here, I believe. And if you continue walking, you will find that there is a room on the other side. Oh, I guess we're taking a detour, grabbing some souls, but okay. Okay, so going through the stairway, there actually is a good deal of enemies. You can tell from this message, it tells you to beware of the ambush that is here. You kill this guy, and then 4 more jump you. I believe they climb over the wall, so I think you can kill them for easy souls when they're climbing. And if you go on this ladder, or elevator, it'll take you up to a another room, a doorway. And if you grab the door, you can basically get a free run all the way down through this area from the first bonfire. You'll see that there is a axe guy here. I believe if you kill him, they will not respawn, but don't quote me on that. I think they do. Once you get past all of these enemies, or clear out this little area, you can go back down and the boss will be pretty close. Before we go fight the boss, though, we will have to go into this room over here, because the lady that is usually sitting in that chair, I killed her by accident. Or not by accident, but I killed her to summon a boss that spawns if you kill her. a late game boss. This the lady has a banner for you that you need to get after you fight Vort, or you can get it before fighting Vort. So you can go on to the I believe the undead settlement. Once you get the banner from her, you can go on and leave the room before walking all the way towards Vort's uh, boss arena, which is just on the other side. Once we get there, I will show you my fight with Vort on a new playthrough. This is I had with Udix. Okay, and the fight, I'll show it to you now. Vort also suffers from the same problem as the Winged Knight. He has very long, wide swings that are very easy to both dodge and, just walk around, I guess. Once you get him to about half HP, he will start doing a lot more, what's it called, faster attacks, and also he will start charging at you. He will have a big windup, he will scream and start charging at you now. However, after his charge, he will do an ice beam, which you can dodge and run into him and get a lot of free hits. So I recommend to immediately start attacking him after he stops like running at you. Because the first charge always ends in that beam, and again, it should be pretty easy. However, in this phase, if you get hit, you do get frostbite. So be very careful. Once you've killed him, you will get a new bonfire, and you'll get his soul. Continuing on, you will see that we are going to walk over through the door that just opened after beating Vort, and towards the edge, and using the banner that we got from the lady, we will raise it into the air, and a cutscene will play of three little white, I don't know, gremlin dudes grabbing onto you and dragging you to the undead settlement, as shown. After reaching the undead settlement, you will get your first bonfire, foot of the high wall, I believe. Yes. You will be. There's actually an NPC here, actually. Okay, so going down, following the stairs in the path, I believe you can just drop down from about here. Oh, here, yeah. Once you drop down, you don't need to fight the. You don't need to fight these dogs, but I did, cause easier to just get rid of them. Alluring skulls, I believe, attract enemies towards them, but don't. I don't really use them too much. They're not very helpful. This NPC is Yol of Londor. His purpose is basically to serve you. He will be in Firelink Shrine, and if you're to die in the game, you can go to him for a free level. He's able to grant you 5 free levels before he himself dies. But if you do this, you will be set on a path to a like almost secret ending of the game. You will be the usurper of fire instead of the restorer of fire. This is one of the 3 endings of Dark Souls 3, and to get it, you must talk to Yol of Londor. For the 5 free levels, you must die 5 times. Okay, so after you accept his service, he will be in Firelink Shrine, and I will show you where he's at. Okay, from the spawn point of Firelink Shrine, you can turn your head to the left, and you will see a little doorway. And once you go through there, he will just be sitting in a corner waiting for you to, just die and come back for a level. Once you use all 5 of his levels, though, a new NPC will spawn after he dies called Yuria of Londor, and she will set you on the path of Usurper of Fire. So be careful with her.
They could do that themselves. Come on now.
Entering the undead settlement, you will see that there is a bonfire right in front of you. Once you grab it, you will be set and just follow the path from here. However, there is an important item nearby that we will have to get in a second. I will show you where it's at.
Bonfire.
Yeah.
You're doing too much.
Yeah. Okay, in this area, there's a lot of enemies here, so you're gonna want to be careful. Or you could just run in to that tree of fire right there, that little fire that's right in front of you. There's a very big white circle that you want to grab. It's a very important item. It's an Estus shard. The Estus shards allow you to increase your Estus flasks by 1 for each shard. And if you follow me here, I don't usually go this way, but I thought it would be easier than the normal route. And I think I was correct, to be honest. It was a little easier. You want to fall down the hole and continue straight for the entire run till you find the next bonfire. Once you make it past the enemies in this area, you will find another little house. You want to go down the stairs and exit this doorway. You will be invaded by the Holy Knight Hodrick. And to right here, you will see that there is a little guy that you want to kill for a nice little gem. Once you do, Hodrick is actually a challenge if you're a new player, but I just kind of spam my sword ash and get him, so it's fine. Or my sword's special move and get him. He does drop a vertebrae shackle, I believe, which is something used to like increase your devotion to some form of covenant in the Dark Souls 3 world. Once you've done that, just grab the bonfire, and there is a boss in this area that doesn't progress the game but unlocks a covenant area. The covenant that it unlocks is the vertebrae shackle covenant that you can use, and you can use the vertebrae shackle to increase your covenant like deepency, I guess. I don't know. Covenant allegiance, and over here is a very important item that you need to get. It's the undead bone shard. Once you grab it, you can use it on your bonfire to upgrade it or level it up. Past all these enemies here, you will again go through this door, and I did ignore this weapon the first time, but if you turn around, you will see that there is a item over there. It is the Great Scythe, which is a decent weapon, I guess, in some retrospect. Once you grab it, you can just continue on and press forward for the boss. This boss is it's a cursed tree. It's pretty dangerous. Oh, sorry. This is a shortcut. Again, another little shortcut area. The big doors. Going back to through the doors, you will find that there is a bunch of enemies here, and there is a door that we need to go grab. in order to, complete this area and complete the game entirely, because if you do not grab this door, you will have to run all the way back. After you probably kill the enemies, you will want to, you know, go through this little sewer. And after you go through the sewer, you will see that there is more enemies. Three little rats, little stooges. But once you kill these guys, you will find it's still not all the enemies in this area. Because if you look closely at that fog, you will see that there is a giant rat hiding. And a cestus, which is nice. Two more tiny rats and a large rat are hiding in this fog, so I'd be careful. I do mean a large rat. Yeah, exactly. Look at how big that thing is. Could have that for like a whole 2 years. Once you get rid of him, you will continue on and go to the door on top of this little area above the ladder. Once you do, you can go ahead and run all the way back to the cursed tree, and you should be fine. There's some items like some, like this set of armor I'm about to grab, and the Mordenkainen's ashes. You should get those Mordenkainen ashes. I believe they're important for a certain quest. I don't remember which, but they are important. You want to keep on running, and you will get back to the boss room pretty easily. Once you do, the cursed sapling is actually pretty easy. There, it's kind of a gimmick boss. You can't actually damage it at all unless you hit very specific spots on its body. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to mess it up and you're going to get frustrated. I know I did when I tried to fight it and I didn't know what I was doing. There are these little bulbous egg sacs on its body that you have to slash and hit to break. I'm currently going and attacking I think I was going for the main one, or I was checking just which ones were able to be hit. Some of them are covered by branches in this phase, so you should be careful. You see, just like that, I was able to knock off a good chunk of its HP. And on its hand, there's another one. The back of the leg and top of the hand. And then, of course, the nutsack. Once you break that, it will go into its second phase and destroy the floor under you. Once you destroy the floor, it will summon or it'll open up, the tree will like open up its inside and a giant handle sprout. It's actually pretty dangerous, because the hand can grab you and do lots of damage, so I'd be very careful about fighting it. As you can see, I am being pretty cautious with this fight. You can see on the back of the leg there is another of the eggs, and on the back in general there are some eggs, so you can hit the back and give it some back shots, and you'll be able to get rid of some of these eggs and progress throughout the fight.
Come for my nutsack, kid. You clip my nutsack, kid. Flip my nutsack, kid up. Flip my nutsack, kid up.
We could all get
Nah,
enlisted.
fucking enlisted.
Why would enlisted?
It's like
If you saw just a second ago, dodged a
I wanted to,
I dodged an attack
but
from the hand. That was its grab attack. It kind of like rears back and then swipes at you. So be careful with that.
is it free?
Just like that, you see?
It's on sale right now.
It did another grab attack. It kind of reared back towards me and then went for it.
Yeah, let me check their summer sale actually.
After you kill it, it
Yeah,
will
yeah.
kind of dematerialize and it will give you the transposition
Well, let's play
kiln.
games. Let's see what they got.
It's very important that you get this, mainly because it allows you to get boss items and
Search.
boss magic,
Oh,
which is always super helpful
Rust.
because a lot of these items are
Oh,
very,
Rust.
very good. Um,
Ducks. Oh,
the Curse Hearted Greatwood, I believe, drops magic
Rust.
and
Upgraded.
some form of melee weapon. I'm not too certain, but it does, and it's really good.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
$50 is crazy.
Man, okay, after fighting the Curse Hearted Greatwood, you want to go ahead and just run back through the sewer
77.
and
Ain't no
go
claim.
towards the area from before
I could
Bro,
never. I could never buy
that we
that.
unlocked through this sewer door.
I could never buy that.
You don't have to fight these enemies. Again, it's not
That would
important.
be
You don't
weird.
need
That
to.
would just be really
But
weird.
you always can, and it's always an option if you want the souls, if you want the items.
Yahoo!
I personally decided to check this area
This was
out.
a zombies garden.
It had lots of enemies, so I assumed the item was going to be good, but it was just an alluring skull, so don't even waste your time.
Battlefield 1 for $8.
It wasn't worth the hassle of fighting
Battlefield 2
all
for
these enemies.
never mind, it's like $20. Y'all want to play life? The game of life?
How much is it right now?
$14.
$14.
Bro, who is paying $14 for the game of life?
Good
Matter of
deal.
fact, who's playing 30? Oh, ooh, is that? Oh, never mind. That's Attack on Titan. Ooh, never mind.
Once you've gone over here, you will see that there is an NPC. His name is
Y'all want to
Morn.
play Jackbox?
However, he's not the important one here. The one he is guarding is in this little room here.
Jackbox.
She is a firekeeper, or a failed firekeeper at least. She's important if you want to do a certain if you want to do her quest line, but overall, I don't believe she has any value over the story in general.
Overcooked all you can eat.
However, you are going to be meeting another NPC,
Ooh,
Sigurd of Katarina.
that game. Shotgun
He
fire.
gives you very nice items over his entire quest line, and he's just a joyous fellow to talk to.
Elite Dangerous
He's a joyous guy.
Shotguns. Who's got
He's a
60?
nice guy. I like this guy.
Alright.
In fact, his quest line even starts here. He has one thing he needs to do that involves this elevator, but we aren't going to show it in this playthrough.
Did you know that?
If you wish to see it, you might want to go to a different one because I'm just going to be going over the main game for now.
Star Wars
Maybe I'll do entire quest lines later.
Young Buck.
But if you do want to do it right now, I will show you how to get started. You just gotta step on the elevator, let it go down without you, and you will see a second elevator that will bring you up.
Yeah, some of these games are kind of
I'm not gonna do it, but you can if you want.
lovers in a dangerous
And on top of the
zone.
tower, there will be another NPC, and you'll have to talk to him to get him to stop shooting arrows at you whenever you're in the area.
I
But
played it on Xbox. It's actually really fucking good. It's four
that's it
players. You're in a
for
spaceship and you have to
that
fight like
beginning quest.
constellation bosses. It's actually really fucking good.
And down
I'll
here,
show you.
there is a pretty hard enemy that could probably pass for its own boss, to be honest. At least for an early game. The Outrider. He has an ice sword and he hits fast. He doesn't hit hard, but he hits super fast. What I do I killed him on my first playthrough to get his sword. It's a good sword. It does frostbite. Um, once you once you get past him, you'll get to the Road of Sacrifices bonfire, and that is where we'll leave off for today because that's it. That's the end of this walkthrough, or my first walkthrough. I'll post the next one maybe tomorrow, but for now, that's it. This is the start of your Dark Souls journey.